Solitude. A feeling I think a lot about when the horizon is as clear and empty as it is today. The wind is still, the sea is calm, like a sheet of polished glass. The bow of our submarine is the only thing that disturbs it. For tens, dozens, maybe even hundreds of kilometers, our boat is the only thing out here, completely on our own, completely isolated from everyone else. It should therefore be very easy to enjoy this feeling of solitude. Well, if it wasn't for the nearly 50 other people on board, who make this boat feel more claustrophobic and crowded than the main square of Cologne on market day. Ironic, isn't it? Well, we are certainly going to make good use of this calm weather. We have fired off a few torpedoes and currently have no torpedo in our rear tube. We will change that this night by bringing in the external reserves.
Neue Tiefe 2,6 Meter.
Complete darkness has descended, and I order the boat to submerge. Bringing the torpedoes that are stored in the external reserves into the boat's hull is a maneuver that is very dangerous. It will leave us vulnerable, on the surface, unable to dive and very slow for multiple hours. And it cannot be interrupted easily. Before we attempt this, we must make sure that nothing is coming our way that could disturb us. That is why we dive down and perform a hydrophone check.
Derzeitige Tiefe 2,0.
The hydrophone operator listens intently for any suspicious sounds that might betray a closing ship. Meanwhile, the boat is slowly turning to ensure that he can check every direction. In Ordnung, vorbereiten zum Auftauchen. Bring uns hoch auf Seerohrtiefe.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin.
Auf Seerohrtiefe gehen.
Mehr Umdrehungen auf die Schrauben. Ich will, dass er schneller geht.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Große Fahrt voraus.
Satisfied that nothing with an engine is coming our way, I order the boat up to periscope depth for a final check before we surface. I also order an increase in speed to get us up there faster. The crew performs the orders well and fast, and our depth is rapidly decreasing. I will have to reduce the speed again before I raise the periscope. Sehr gut. Jetzt machen wir mal ein bisschen langsamer. Ein Drittel Fahrt voraus.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Ein Drittel Fahrt voraus.
After our thorough hydrophone check, it is very unlikely that there's anything out there waiting for us. But checking your surroundings before surfacing is standard operating procedure and should never be neglected. Volle Fahrt voraus.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Volle Fahrt voraus.
In Ordnung, dann bring uns mal aus dem Keller raus. Auftauchen.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin.
Auftauchen. Vorne um 10, hinten kommen auf 5.
With all checks completed, we speed up the boat to retain as much speed as possible when we emerge from the water. And then we give the order to surface. In one smooth motion, the boat rocks upward and then settles on the surface. The watch crew quickly emerges from the conning tower and makes sure that the horizons are indeed empty. Ab jetzt kleine Fahrt voraus.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Kleine Fahrt voraus.
To bring the torpedoes from the external reserves into the boat, we will have to open the loading hatches on the bow and stern deck. With those hatches open, we cannot risk that the wave washes over the deck. Therefore, we have to slow down the boat to a crawl. Almost everybody on board will be involved in this operation. and as soon as the all clear from the watch crew is heard, everybody clambers to their positions. Tools and rigging have been prepared well in advance. Deck panels are removed, and small cranes are set up to lower the torpedoes into the boat. The work has to be performed in complete darkness. Even a small light could be seen from many kilometers away, a risk that we absolutely cannot afford in our vulnerable state. After more than 2 hours of furious and back-breaking work, the torpedoes are finally inside the hull, and everybody breathes a sigh of relief. We now have a torpedo in the stern tube and 8 torpedoes for the bow tubes.
Frachter kommt näher auf 204.
A few days have passed without any contacts, when the hydrophone operator suddenly reports a sound.
Frachter auf 203 kommt näher.
Hello there, and welcome to a new episode of our amazing Silent Hunter 3 campaign with U-55 in the OneAlex Mod Edition. We have a contact. There is a freighter out there, and my hydrophone operator said to me that the freighter is moving very fast, which makes it a very interesting freighter, and it is closing.
Auf 202 kommt näher.
So let's do this first. Let's listen in. I want to hear for myself. Yeah, fast engine noise. The question is it alone? I'm not sure. Its engine noise is very dominant. If there is something else behind it, I might not be able to hear it. But first things first. It is on bearing 202, we have to determine the direction of travel. So we will swing our boat around.
Frachter auf 201 kommt näher.
Okay.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin.
Turn the boat.
Neuer Kurs 187. Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Große Fahrt voraus.
Increase speed, and we will also come up to periscope depth.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin.
Frachter
Auf
auf
Seerotiefe gehen.
208 kommt näher.
Hydrophone. Okay, you are not following right now, that's good. So, what is out there? Very fast. It's unusual for a freighter to move very fast. Very unusual. It might be something very valuable. Maybe a passenger liner, that could also be possible. If it's a passenger liner, I will have to check my price regulations on that. Let's see. We are, I think, inside the operational area. That is a total blockade area, so every ship is allowed to be sunk. In this area, U-boats are permitted to attack without warning all vessels, including liners, using whatever means are available. Let's check if we are really inside the operational area by checking the zones map here. I need to zoom out further. We are placing the layer on top of all this. There we go. We are here in the Celtic Sea, and the operational area is pretty much everything here, up to here, there, no, there, then up there, and down again. So we are definitely well inside that operational area, where we are allowed to sink anything, even if it's a liner. Okay, turn is being completed. Slow down the boat again.
Ein Drittel Fahrt voraus.
Weather is almost at 0. Let's raise the periscope. The target should be somewhere straight ahead of us. Let me check if we can see something on the horizon. Hydrophone, give me an update on the target bearing. 357. Moving away? Nah, that can't be. It was moving towards me just a moment ago. Nothing visible in that direction. No. Let's leave the periscope up and check our surroundings. The weather today is thankfully calm, which is a welcome surprise. Skies are clear for now. The area is still dangerous though. Okay. I think the boat has stopped turning. Hydrophone, follow the contact. No sound contact. What are you talking about?
Frachter entfernt sich auf 354.
Moving away, 354. Very fast, moving away, 355. How can it be moving away when it was moving towards me just a moment ago? Did it change course? Anyway, we are going to... yeah, we are following. I want to know precisely which way this thing is going. Because I will surface the boat and we will try to run it down. My hydrophone operator might be mistaken and is actually moving still towards us.
Auf 353 entfernt sich.
Moving right to left. Okay. Increase our speed. Down periscope.
Volle Fahrt voraus.
Come to
Jawohl, Herr
340.
Kaloin. Neuer Kurs 168.
Pick up some speed.
Jawohl,
Surface the
Herr
boat.
Kaloin.
Auftauchen. Vorne um 10, hinten kommen auf 5.
Our diesels.
Frachter auf 6 entfernt sich.
Our diesels will now be able to sing their song.
Erste Seewache sich klar machen.
Okay. Switch over to diesel propulsion. But
Jawohl,
don't
Herr
recharge.
Kaloin. Normaler Antrieb.
I need speed right now. There we go. Raise the radio antenna. Send the hydrophone operator to the quarters. We don't need him right now. And I don't need you either. Let's exchange you. Let's make sure that we have a well-rested watch crew. We might need them. You, and who else is well-rested? You. There we go. Engine crew can be exchanged as well. Let's do that. While we are at it, crew management is important. And I know there are many people who don't like this crew management. And I completely admit that it is very far from ideal. But it's what we have. And it adds one layer of complexity to the game that otherwise wouldn't be there. So that's why I'm using it. Now you are still fine. Okay. Now we have a target somewhere ahead of us. But we can't see it yet. We will try to run it down by racing ahead on the surface, hoping that no airplanes show up. We still have a few hours of daylight left. So let's hope that the aircraft patrols, that they are already on their way home and don't want to venture out for another patrol. I'll cut the video here and we'll resume once I have an update for you. And here is your update. Smoke on the horizon. Double stack. I think that's a liner.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin.
Let's turn to intercept.
Neuer Kurs 118.
Turning the boat. I think that's a passenger liner. That thing is huge. That's a really big ship over there, and it has a double smokestack. Bring me the user.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin.
It's very nice that the inclination of the masts and the funnels immediately tells me which way this thing is going. Because they are reclined backwards. Alright, that is a big ship. That is a very big ship, and it very possibly is a passenger ship. Merchant spotted, I know. I was a bit faster than my crew. Now, the question is, how fast are they traveling? Let's see if I'm gaining... No, they are gaining on me. This intercept course is no good. They are gaining on me a lot. Very fast, actually. Wow, I'm already at 60 knots, and that thing is fast. Turn 20 degrees left.
Neuer Kurs 99.
This is potentially an impossible engagement for me. That is very much possible. And by impossible I mean that I am simply not fast enough to get anywhere near that ship. We'll see there. Oh yeah, there's a big one. We do have our deck gun. They are still gaining. They are still gaining. We do have our deck gun, which we can use to shell the ship and slow it down. But let's think about this for a moment. Our orders explicitly allow us to target and sink this ship. This ship is on a course that is bringing it towards the east, towards England. What do I make of this? It is definitely sailing towards possibly the south of England here. Do I engage? What is this ship carrying? Is it just a passenger ship? Or is it carrying war supplies and troops? That's a difficult question. How do you act? What do you do with this thing? Do you engage? I can't quite tell which flag it is flying. That's also going to be important. But let's assume that this is carrying a British flag. At this point in the war, there have been not just rumors, but I think it is well known that passenger liners are carrying troops to England as well as war supplies. So it would be fair game to sink this thing. It might also carry civilian passengers. Well, first of all, since this is a very fast-moving target and we are not going to get a torpedo run at it, let's report its position. I will, first of all, which way is this thing going? I need my weapons officer. You come to your station. So this target. I'm looking at an AOB. Is it showing its stern to me? I think it is a little bit. So we are looking at an AOB of something like this, which will give us a course of 50 to 55. Let's use something in between. Course 55. Range to target. Difficult to tell. Let's use 10 kilometers. 9. Let's do 9. Speed of the target was reported as very fast. I can confirm that. Let's just use 15 for now. Radio operator. Send a contact report. Let's see, the descent one. Yeah, he doesn't really send out a contact report unless you're looking at the convoy of ships. Let's hit this button again, but I think he's still sending out a signal that we have seen this ship on the horizon. The question is, will the Luftwaffe have time and opportunity to show up to this little show? Or anybody else for that matter. I still can't tell which flag it is flying. I can't tell if it is armed or not. Turn in 10 degrees. We need to close the range a little bit faster, even if that means lagging behind the ship. It is faster than us anyway. That's what I believe. So we are definitely not catching it. Right now I just need to know the nationality of that ship. Based on that I can make my decision if I'm going to open fire or not. Now, we are looking at the passenger liner. Those ships were well documented. That means I can use the recognition manual. So let's just assume that it is indeed a British ship. We have a mast on the foredeck, another mast on the aft deck, together with two smaller cranes. It looks like there are two smaller cranes on the aft deck. Yeah, one mast and two cranes. So let's go through the liners and see what we have here. It's not this one. Not this one. I'm looking for a ship with two funnels. No. Hello. Large troop transport. It's this one. Maximum speed 22 knots. Yeah, that's what I thought. These things are unbelievably fast. But I'm pretty sure that this is the ship that we are looking at. 171 meters in length. Mast height 38 meters. That's a lot. Draft 8.5 meters. So we can set our torpedoes to run pretty deep. Speaking of torpedoes. Torpedo crew, pull out the electric torpedo in tube number 1. We load the steam torpedo because it has a higher speed and a longer range. I need to send crew to the torpedo room. Let's get this thing loading. Okay, we have a full crew inside. What does it give us? 11 minutes until the torpedo is pulled out of the tube. That's fine. Now, will this ship see us and will they call in our position? I think so. I would be surprised if they don't. Okay, I can now tell... No, I can't actually. I still struggle to tell if I'm looking at the front side or the back side of the ship. I think I'm looking at its rear, because here in the rear I can actually see both of those cranes, the little ones, that are mounted on the rear of the superstructure. If it was coming towards me, I wouldn't be able to see the rearwards crane, the one that is on the side facing away from me. So we are already lagging behind this thing. That's not good. Yeah, let me continue this pursuit for a moment, and then we'll resume the video. Also, flank speed ahead.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloy.
Beide Maschinen AK voraus.
We are going to take a speed reading of this thing. Wait for it, wait for it. Now. Start the clock. And I think I'm getting close enough that I can tell that the flag is red, which would make this a British ship, and therefore absolutely fair game. Stop the clock, 20 seconds. Length of this target was 170 meters. 170 meters in 20 seconds would give us a speed of 17 knots, but I need to correct for my offset. Let me go here. We were at a 10 degree, we measured them at a 10 degree bearing. I'm doing, well, I'm going way too fast to use this chart. Okay, let's not use this. We'll take another speed reading a bit later, when the target is passing directly in front of us. I don't know if they have seen me, but for now I think we are closing the distance. Let me measure the range to target. So the target has a mast height of 38 meters, and I have developed a formula to measure the range to target with the user. So we need to know the amount of vertical ticks here that the target is covering. So I'm just trying to place this carefully. This is the difficult part. Oh, come on. The boat is swinging up and down. That's making this difficult. I think 3.5 ticks. You take the mast height, which in this case was 38, and you multiply that by with 620 for the large magnification on the user, and you divide that by the amount of ticks that you counted, 3.5. Gives us a target range of 6,700 meters, more or less. It is not a super precise solution or formula, but it's working well enough for this purpose. And if we ask the watch officer, how far away is it? 6.5. So, close enough. Okay, it's soon going to pass in front of our submarine. From that point on, we will really have to make a decision, because we are not catching up to this thing. I don't think so. We will measure the speed, but I am not very hopeful. And our boat is already racing ahead at flank speed. It's crazy. It is legitimately crazy. Well, this will be a chase. Prepare the clock. And start. And stop. 16 seconds. Let's go with 15 for 170, 22 knots. We are not catching that thing. adjust our course. Come
Jawohl, Herr
Come
Kaloy.
left a bit.
Neuer Kurs 8-4.
I've made my decision. We're engaging. Torpedo is still being pulled out of the tube. That's fine. Watch, officer. Get the deck gun crew on deck. You guys are enthusiastic. It is to our advantage that this target is so big, we will hit it eventually. And all we need to do with our hits is to slow it down. That's really all that we need to do. If we can slow it down, we can get in range for a torpedo attack, because we are not sinking this thing with the deck gun alone. And the first hit has already been scored. Good job. We are running our engines at maximum speed. I don't know for how long we will be able to do this without risking an engine breakdown. So we absolutely need to slow the target down. Yeah, this will take some time, but we'll get there. Even now, shocked by the sudden barrage that's incoming towards them, they might start to maneuver. And as a result, slow down. There we go, another hit. But the 2 hits that we scored so far were just superstructure hits. I really need a few hits alongside the waterline. On the waterline preferably. Let's tell the deck gun crew. Oh, they're already aiming for the waterline, okay. Never mind. Oh, that shell just barely missed them. How many shells do we have? Oh, and by the way, steam torpedo loaded. We have 94 high explosive shells. 94 shells, and we need to make this count. If we can't slow them down with 94 shells, then that's it. They're getting away. Another hit on the stern. Nice. Hit on the waterline. That's just what I needed. Cause some flooding. Flooding will slow them down. A hit into the bow. There we go, we are starting to score some hits.
Wir werden angegriffen, Herr Kaloy.
We are? By whom? Are they shooting back? They are shooting something. Okay, they're shooting star shells. That's fine. You can shoot star shells all you want. Are they armed? Yuzo. I don't see any guns on that ship. Which is bad for them, to be honest, and I can confirm that the flag is British. So we are definitely sinking this ship. The question now is only, how fast can we do it? And are they smart enough to stop the ship and deploy lifeboats before they are getting completely peppered by our gun? You're shooting too far, boys. Oh, that was better. Another shot into the air from them. Another star shell. No, we are not. We are not on that. Wait. Are they shooting at us? That was not another star shell. I don't think so. Let's observe. Another hit. Another hit. There we go. Straight into the waterline. That's where we need to hit them. And another one. This will cause flooding. But no, they are. I don't think they're engaging us. I need them to flood so that they slow down. Another shot into the air. Oh. That's definitely a star shell. Still no fire on board. But we are getting solid hits on the waterline of that ship. That's even better than a fire. Another one. Oh, it's so nice to engage such a huge target for a change. And with daylight fading now, I don't think that air support will be forthcoming for them. They are in trouble. Question is, are they slowing down? I think so. I think they are. They're continuously shooting star shells into the sky. They're calling for help, but it's not going to result in anything. More hits. I'm happy to expend all my remaining deck gun ammunition on this target. Another shell screaming in. And hit. The shells now have a much flatter trajectory than at the start of the engagement. We are definitely closing the distance. We are scoring hit after hit on this thing. There we go. Waterline again. They are not getting away. They are slowing down, I can tell. Yeah, we are now starting to gain on them. Ah, stop that, we are not being attacked by this thing. They are now definitely slowing down. I wonder, how many shells do we still have? A lot. I wonder if I should hold fire now and close in for a torpedo attack. Torpedo is loaded in 6 minutes. This target might require more than one torpedo to go down. Yeah. Drop down our own speed. Spare our engines. The torture that we have been inflicting on them. Another hit. And another hit. Okay. Tell the deck gun to hold fire now. I think I have achieved what I wanted. Turn right, close in. Okay, people on that ship, this is your chance to deploy lifeboats and to leave the ship. If you don't, that's on you. I think we have made our position very clear. We are sinking this thing. Still closing with 60 knots. And they are shooting star shell after star shell, which is making my crew a bit nervous, but guys, it's fine. Keep the deck gun aimed at them. Any sign of trouble and you open fire. Swing 10 degrees left.
Neuer Kurs 105.
I need to leave myself a bit of room. There we go. By the way, regarding my formula for determining the range... Wait. They are armed.
Wir werden angegriffen, Herr Kaloin!
Open fire.
Feuer frei!
Open fire and turn away. You bastards. This makes you... I'm actually glad that you are armed. This makes you much more of a legitimate target. Let's swing away. Get out of range of these weapons. Now.
Ruder 0 Grad.
Keep shoot. Whoa, these shots were close. They're scoring a few hits on us. But with those small anti-aircraft guns, they can't really hope to do any significant damage. Still, it's better not to close in further. Just pummel them a bit more with the deck gun. Okay, the fire has stopped. Hold fire. She's going down.
Feuer einstellen!
Just like that? Turn towards them.
Neuer Kurs 126.
She's going down already? How many holes did I punch into that thing? Well, it was quite a few, to be honest. Oh yeah, the engines have been turned off. I don't see life rafts. I might just be too far away. They are very small after all. Or they have been deployed somewhere behind the ship. Or they are deploying them right now. In any case, let's have a quick look. It was a large troop transport type 3 actually. 9,500 tons. Type 3 you say? Oh well. So maximum speed of 17 knots. Well, that's not true. I measured them to be faster than that. Mast height much lower. Okay, so I did get the wrong target. I did get the wrong... No, I did get the wrong speed. It's much shorter than the other one. Okay. So there's where that confusion came from. But they are very similar to each other if you look at that. And that, kids, is why you should not trust the recognition manual. Make your own educated guesses. But it's definitely going down by the stern.
Rohr 1. Fertig.
Rohr 1 ist fertig.
Well, thank you for readying that tube now. I don't need it anymore. Oh, explosions on board.
Jawohl,
Slow
Herr
us
Kaloin.
down.
Große Fahrt voraus.
There's a fire now. Fire is burning. Still no sign of any lifeboats. Or they deployed them earlier and I just didn't catch it. Red flare being launched. It is now very much on fire. Actually. Let's take a quick look. No, let's actually, I want to do something else. Get back to my submarine. Ah, isn't this a beautiful picture? It is, isn't it? I get a bit closer. Oops, too close. Nice. Very nice. But that thing is sinking. There's some debris in the water. I don't really see any survivors though, which is concerning. Yeah, there are some in the water. There is a lifeboat. Okay.
Jawohl, Herr
Head
Kaloin.
towards them.
Neuer Kurs 148. Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Ein Drittelfahrt voraus.
Slow down a little bit. And the ship is gone, just like that. Incredibly fast. You guys are not too far away from the English coast. What is this? This is, well, from the Irish coast. 240 kilometers, 260 to Cork. I will call in your position. And I'll leave you some supplies, so that you can hopefully be rescued. The sea is calm. If you get into the lifeboat and you have some provisions, you should be able to survive long enough to be rescued. I'm glad that I don't see a huge bunch of civilians in the water. Whatever this ship was carrying, my guess is it was mostly carrying war supplies.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Neuer Kurs 150.
This is just what we are going to assume. Okay, closing in. Look at that oil slick on the water. Huge. Watch officer. Call in the flak gun crew as well.
Flachs besetzen.
There we go. Just in case that somebody over there gets some funny ideas. Let's hope for their sake that they don't. Now what must they be thinking? The submarine that just shelled them and sank their ship is suddenly steaming towards them. From their perspective, this is not looking good. From their perspective, this is decidedly bad looking. Are we coming to finish them off? What are our intentions? But no, we aren't. Okay. We see some survivors. Some with life vests. It seems that not everybody had enough space on board of that little lifeboat. Well, they will have to cling to it. Or maybe they'll get in later. Unfortunately,
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Neuer Kurs 150.
our U-boat is just too small and too cramped to take on any survivors. Not this many. And I can't really tow the boat towards the Irish coast. That's too dangerous for us. Okay. Stop the
Jawohl,
engine.
Herr Kaloin.
Steuerbordmaschine stopp. Backbord stopp.
Slowly closing the distance. Oh, we can hear the creaking from beneath the surface of the ship breaking apart on the bottom of the sea. There we are.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Kleine Fahrt zurück.
Reverse slowly. Wait a second. What the heck? Did you guys do this? That's not nice of you. Oh well, can't really blame you. Hey! Slowing down, slowing down. We are slowing down, but not fast enough. Well, yes, it is fast enough. Okay. Stop
Jawohl,
the
Herr
engine.
Kaloin.
Steuerbordmaschine stopp. Backbord stopp.
And now... God damn it. And now we will be giving you guys provisions. Wishing you the best of luck. And promising that we will call in your position. And that will be that. And then we are off to continue our patrol. This is not something you see every day, so let's have a look at this. Very nice. Okay. Provisions have been delivered. We're the operator. Send a patrol report, and let's just imagine that we are also sending a report on an open channel that the ship was sunk. And that means we have to get away from here.
Jawohl, Herr
Slow speed
Kaloin.
ahead. We don't want to
Kleine Fahrt voraus.
run over anybody or upend their little boat. Ah, we have the little bug with the
Jawohl, Herr
engines.
Kaloin. Kleine Fahrt zurück. Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Kleine Fahrt voraus.
There we go. Engines have been started. We are going. Good luck to you. Good luck to you. Increase speed.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Ein Drittel Fahrt voraus.
Navigator, get us back on course.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Gehen wieder auf Kurs, Herr Kaloin.
Actually,
Jawohl, Herr
don't turn
Kaloin.
that way. Turn the other way. Don't want to run through them while we turn back. So, they are not getting any funny ideas. Watch, officer. Secure the guns.
Seewache auf Brücke.
Watch crews back on the bridge, guns are secured. We are getting out of here. I will run east for a bit.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Neuer Kurs 8-6.
so that they can't call in my corps if they get rescued. And we are gone from here. Alright, with that, we're ending this fun little episode. This was really something else. And you don't get the chance to sink such a troop transport very often. And engaging it in such a chase, well, usually the weather is too bad for that, so this was quite nice. I do hope that you have also enjoyed this episode, and I look forward to seeing you again next time. For now, thank you very much for watching, and have a few really good days. Goodbye.